There's a moment in every person's life when love stops being theory and turns into truth. And that's where many of you are standing right now. You've been praying, hoping, maybe even crying in secret, wondering if love will ever meet you halfway, and I need you to hear me. Clearly, something is shifting. Someone who once held back is about to speak. The walls are cracking and truth is about to pour through. This message isn't about fantasy or chasing an illusion. It's about alignment. It's about what happens when the heart finally catches up to the will of God, when divine timing collides with readiness, when what's meant for you stops running and starts returning. Some of you have been feeling it already. The restlessness, the flashbacks, the dreams, the random thoughts that make no sense. That's not coincidence. That's preparation. The love that once went silent is being awakened by the spirit of conviction. It's time for what's hidden to be revealed today. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to prepare you, because when this love confession arrives, and it will, it won't sound like the stories you've known. It'll sound like redemption. It'll sound like healing. And it'll demand that you show up with a whole heart, not a wounded one. If you've ever loved deeply, lost painfully, and kept believing anyway, this message is for you, because real love, God-authored love, doesn't just knock on your door. It breaks cycles. It frees patterns. It restores faith before we go further. If you're serious about growing in love, self-awareness, and spiritual strength, hit that subscribe button to Daily Motivation Prayers right now. Drop a comment below if this message is already speaking to your spirit. And if this word touches your heart today, consider leaving a super thanks to help us keep creating teachings that pour into lives around the world. This channel exists to build you, to give you clarity, direction, and revelation that changes how you live, not just how you feel. Stay until the end, because what I'm about to share will help you understand why your love story has taken the turns it has, and how this confession, this coming proposal, fits perfectly into your purpose. Let's begin. Number 1, the season of hidden preparation before love shows up. God hides you. He doesn't hide you to punish you. He hides you to prepare you. There's a difference between being ignored and being preserved. Some of you thought you were being overlooked, but heaven was actually protecting your timeline in the silence. God was shaping your capacity to love in a way that can last, because let's be real, anyone can fall in love fast, but very few can stay in love deep. And the truth is, God will never give you something eternal if you're still living temporary. So he let the wrong people walk away. He let communication fade. He let you outgrow certain circles, certain habits, certain emotional addictions, not because you weren't enough, but because you were growing beyond what they could handle right now. Many of you are in that quiet season. No messages, no closure, no clarity, and it's testing your faith, your patience, your worth. But I need you to see this differently. Every delay has been divine. Every pause has purpose. Because what's about to come into your life isn't ordinary love. It's ordained love. This person that's about to confess their heart to you, they had to go through their own breaking before they could reach this awakening. They had to meet the same God who healed you. They had to face their pride, their confusion, their fear, and now, for the first time, they see you not as an option, but as a calling. So don't rush this process. Don't despise the quiet, because when that letter, that message, that confession finally reaches you, it won't come from need. It'll come from revelation. It'll come from someone who finally understands the weight of your presence, someone who's ready to love you with understanding. Not just emotion. Your preparation was not punishment, it was positioning. And when this love shows up, you'll know why the waiting had to be this long. If this message is hitting your spirit right now, drop a comment and say, I'm being prepared. And if you're feeling this word, hit subscribe and show some love with a super thanks to help spread this message to more hearts that need it. Number 2, the mirror of love and accountability. Before your soulmate can confess what's in their heart, They have to face themselves, and the same goes for you, because real love doesn't just expose desire, it exposes character. And until we can hold ourselves accountable in the light of truth, we'll keep attracting people who reflect our wounds instead of our worth. The word says in Proverbs that as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. That means love isn't supposed to just make you feel good, it's supposed to make you grow. And if it doesn't challenge your ego, it's not yet love, it's comfort. The kind of love that's coming toward you isn't a fairy tale. It's the type of connection that's going to stretch you into alignment with your purpose. Some of you are being refined right now. You're being called to heal how you communicate, how you forgive, how you listen, because the next level of love requires emotional maturity, not emotional reaction. It demands grace instead of games, and that's exactly what your soulmate has been learning too, that confession you're about to receive. It's not just an apology, it's an awakening. They've seen the mirror. You held up to them your patience, your honesty, your strength. It confronted their chaos. It made them realize what they were losing. And in that realization, something shifted. Their pride broke, their heart opened, and for the first time, they could see you clearly, not through lust, not through loneliness, but through reverence. This is why it had to take time. God was teaching both of you how to love from truth, not trauma. So when that letter comes, don't read it with resentment. Read it with discernment. Ask yourself, who have I become while waiting for this? Because your growth is the real victory here. Love isn't just what happens between two people. It's what happens within you. So, stay grounded, stay accountable, and keep becoming the version of you that can sustain what you've prayed for. Because the moment you align with truth, love has no choice but to find you. If you're catching this revelation, type "I'm ready for real love" in the comments. Hit that subscribe button to Daily Motivation Prayers if you haven't yet. And if this word is speaking life into you, consider sending us super thanks to help us keep pouring into hearts like yours. Number the breaking that births clarity. Every love story written by God has a breaking point. It's that moment when everything you thought was secure begins to fall apart. And it's not because God is cruel. It's because He's clearing out the false foundations, so something true can be built. You've cried over endings that weren't really endings. They were awakenings. You've asked why someone left, why communication stopped, why love went silent. But what if that silence was God saying, I need to rebuild this from truth, not attachment? Because if love doesn't go through breaking, it can't carry blessing. In Psalm 34, it says the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those crushed in spirit. That means even in your heartbreak, heaven was near. Even when you felt abandoned, you were being rebuilt. That pain wasn't rejection, it was redirection. And the same thing happened to them. The one who's about to confess their heart, they had to be broken too. They had to lose what was fake before they could recognize what was real. See, breaking creates clarity. It forces pride to die. It exposes motives. It makes you confront who you are without the mask. And when God breaks something, He never leaves it in pieces. He rebuilds it in alignment. That's why this coming confession is different. It's born out of clarity, not confusion. It's not lust-driven, it's truth-driven. It's coming from someone who finally understands the cost of love. This season has been heavy, but it's been holy. You've been refined. You've learned boundaries, balance, and belief. You've learned how to love without losing yourself. And now the person connected to your destiny has been learning the same lesson. When they speak, you'll hear humility, you'll hear truth, you'll feel peace. That's how you'll know it's real. So don't fear the breaking. Honor it, because the same cracks that hurt you are the openings where light enters. And that light is what prepares you to recognize real love when it returns. If this is speaking to your spirit, type "I'm being rebuilt" in the comments. Hit subscribe to Daily Motivation Prayer if you haven't yet. And if this word blessed you, drop a super thanks to help this message reach someone else who's healing right now. Number 4, the power of surrender and trust. At some point, every strong heart has to learn surrender, because no matter how much you love, how much you fight, or how much you pray for someone, you can't control their timing, you can't manipulate healing, you can't rush revelation. And that's one of the hardest lessons love will ever teach you. In Proverbs it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." That means even when it doesn't make sense, even when you don't see movement, God is still orchestrating purpose behind the scenes. Sometimes the best thing you can do is release control and let God finish what He started. You've been carrying the weight of unanswered questions, the ache of almost the confusion of silence, and you've wondered if surrender means giving up. It doesn't. Surrender isn't quitting, it's trusting. It's saying, God, I want your will more than I want my comfort. Because true love isn't something you chase, it's something you attract by resting in alignment. The one who's about to confess their love has had to surrender too. They had to release control, pride, fear, and the illusion that they could do life without purpose. They had to learn that love isn't power, it's partnership, it's not dominance, it's divine order. And that revelation changed everything inside them. So while you've been trusting God in your waiting, they've been learning to trust God in their awakening. And now heaven is aligning two surrendered hearts, two people who've learned that obedience is greater than outcome, because when love is built on surrender, it doesn't fade, it flourishes. Let go of how you think it should look. Let go of who should reach out first, or how it should happen, because when God writes the story, it won't need force, it'll flow, it'll feel right, it'll be peaceful. You won't have to chase what's divinely yours. So breathe, rest in the promise, and trust that what's meant for you is being guided by the same hands that shaped you. If this message is confirming what you already feel, type "I surrender and trust" in the comments. Subscribe to Daily Motivation Prayers if you haven't yet. And if this word blessed you, leave a super thanks to help us keep spreading truth that heals. Number 5, the return of divine alignment. When God restores, He doesn't bring things back the same way. He renews them, He reshapes them, He reorders them according to truth, not emotion. And that's what's happening right now in your love story. The person who's about to open their heart to you isn't coming back from the same place they left. They're coming from revelation. They've been humbled, refined, and reawakened. They had to lose what they thought they wanted to understand what they truly needed. And now their steps are being guided by purpose, not pride. The word says in Romans that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purpose. That means even the heartbreak, even the distance, even the silence. None of it was wasted. Every moment was used to prepare two hearts to finally meet on the same frequency of truth. Divine alignment is when your spirit and theirs finally agree with heaven, when you no longer crave out of emptiness, but connect out of wholeness. It's when you stop asking, why did they leave, and start realizing it had to happen this way so we could both grow. Alignment isn't about perfect timing on your clock. It's about perfect maturity in God's plan. When this person confesses what they feel, it won't be manipulation. It'll be clarity. They'll speak with peace, not pressure. They'll speak with accountability, not excuses. You'll sense it immediately. That calm assurance that this time, it's not about fantasy, it's about foundation, and you'll realize that you've been aligned too. Your focus shifted, your standards strengthened, your faith deepened. You're not the same person who once begged for clarity. You've become the person who walks in it. So when alignment comes, honor it. Don't run from it. Don't question whether you deserve it. You do. You've done the work. You've healed the heart. And now heaven is ready to release what's been reserved. If this word is confirming what you already feel, type "I'm in alignment" in the comments. Hit that subscribe to Daily Motivation Prayers button to stay connected. And if this message brought peace to your heart, leave a super thanks to help us reach more souls walking this same journey. Number: the courage to receive what you prayed for. It takes strength to pray for love, but it takes even greater courage to receive it when it finally shows up. Many of you have prayed for real love, divine connection, a partner who understands your heart. But when that love starts approaching, fear often tries to step in. Fear says, what if it doesn't last? What if I get hurt again? What if they change their mind? And that fear, if left unchecked, can cause you to reject the very thing you asked God to send. Receiving love requires healed hands, because if you're still holding pain, you'll grip blessings like they're threats. You'll overthink kindness. You'll question peace. You'll sabotage what was meant to save you. That's why God took time preparing your heart. He's been teaching you how to be loved without shrinking, how to stand in your worth without apology, how to believe you deserve healthy love, not chaos disguised as passion. In 1 John it says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. That means when real love shows up, fear has to leave, not because the love is flawless, but because the love is faithful. Faithful to grow, faithful to heal, faithful to stay even when things get real. The one who's about to confess their love, they're not coming to play, they're coming to build. They've seen enough brokenness to know the value of peace, and they recognize that you are peace, but you have to meet that energy with openness. You can't cling to your old defense mechanisms and still expect divine connection. You've got to soften where life hardened you. You've got to let love in where pain tried. To seal the door, this is your season to receive, not just emotionally, but spiritually. To believe that what you prayed for wasn't a fantasy, it was a promise, and that promise is now manifesting. So when this confession comes, don't panic, don't overanalyze, just breathe and receive. If this is confirming something in your heart, type, I'm ready to receive in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Daily Motivation Prayers to stay connected to these messages. And if this word blessed your soul, drop a super thanks to help more hearts heal through truth. Number 7, the maturity to steward what you receive. It's one thing to receive love, but it's another to sustain it. God doesn't give us promises just to prove He can. He gives them to see if we can protect what's holy. Every answered prayer and comes with a level of responsibility, and love is no exception. Many pray for a God-sent relationship, but few are prepared to steward one. Because love is not maintained by emotions, it's maintained by maturity. Maturity says, I'll communicate, even when it's uncomfortable. Maturity says, I'll choose peace over pride. Maturity says, I don't need to win every argument if it costs us connection. See, when God joins two hearts, He's not just building romance. He's building ministry. Two healed people become a testimony. Two forgiving hearts become a safe place for others to believe again. That's why He couldn't release certain relationships earlier, not because He didn't want you to love, but because He wanted you ready to lead through love. Stewardship means covering your partner in prayer when words don't work. It means staying anchored in Scripture when emotions start to sway. It means remembering that love isn't about perfection. It's about persistence, because even divine connections require daily decisions. The enemy won't always attack your feelings. Sometimes he'll attack your focus. He'll whisper distractions, sow doubts, or magnify flaws to make you forget the blessing standing in front of you. But that's when you remember, this love was assigned, not stumbled upon. You didn't chase it. It was orchestrated. You didn't force it. It found you in faithfulness. So now your role is to protect it with prayer, patience, and And partnership, to guard what God gave not out of fear, but out of reverence, to understand that divine love isn't fragile, it's sacred, and when you treat something sacred, as sacred, heaven trusts you with more. So as you enter this next season, don't just pray to receive, pray to maintain. Ask God to give you the grace to grow in love, the wisdom to lead with compassion, and the strength to never forget the miracle in front of you, because real love isn't just answered prayer, it's daily stewardship. You've prayed, you've healed, you've waited, and through every test, God has been shaping your heart to carry what you once could only dream about. This journey wasn't about finding love first. It was about becoming love. Each step taught you something sacred, how to release what hurt you, how to forgive what broke you, how to see yourself the way heaven sees you. Now the waiting season is shifting into fulfillment. This is not the time to fear what's next. It's time to stand, ready, because God is not just answering your prayers, He's aligning your purpose. Everything you've learned about patience, purity, discernment, and trust has been preparation for partnership. The love that's coming will not drain you. It will develop you. It won't confuse your spirit. It will confirm your peace. It won't compete with your calling. It will complement it. And when it arrives, you'll recognize it not by intensity, but by consistency, not by butterflies, but by balance, not by chaos, but by clarity. This is the moment to open your heart and believe again, to trust that God has not forgotten your timeline, He's perfecting it, to know that every delay was divine protection, every silence was sacred preparation. So lift your expectations, loosen your fears, and declare with faith, I'm ready to receive real love, because this time it's not just love showing up. It's God proving that every prayer sown in tears will bloom in His perfect timing. Amen.